Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players Own YouTube channel. And we've got to talk about Cole Palmer because right now he is lighting the Premier League up. Obviously, he's done it all season, but everyone's starting to realise this guy is up for Player of the Season contention, and I think he should win it. But it's if the whole narrative changes now to accommodate him because his Chelsea side are still going to sit probably looking at 8th or ninth, at a positive. If they try and win back-to-back games for the first time in a while, they might go and finish maybe 7th in the league. But is that enough to go and win in Player of the Season? That's the question we'll ask ourselves here in this video here. But looking at his season so far, it has been ridiculous. Obviously, he started the season off at Manchester City, scoring in the Community Shield, scoring in the Super Cup as well. So producing for City at the start of the season. Always was a present off the bench last season for Man City. Looked like one of Pep's new disciples, a player that he'll foster and develop as the years go on. But then sold at the start of the season for basically pennies, it looks like now. I think it was £40 million in the end. He was sold to Chelsea, a direct rival. Obviously, a Chelsea team that season has been awful and was awful last season. But the question is, without Cole Palmer, where would this side actually be? I've got the stats here for you, but this season numbers have been ridiculous for Cole Palmer. Obviously, last night scoring the perfect hat-trick within 30 minutes and obviously finishing the game with 4 goals. But this season, 38 goal contributions in his first season for Chelsea. First chance to really start and show what he's all about. Coming off the flank at times playing in behind the striker. I think going forward, he'll be the perfect number 10 for Chelsea when all things come together. You look at his last 4 Premier League games with 3 10 ratings on Sofa Score there. The 4 goals obviously versus Everton in a 6-0 result there. An assist versus Sheffield United. A hat-trick versus Manchester United in another 10 out of 10 performance. And 2 goals versus Burnley, another 10 out of 10 performance. Obviously in those games there, the 2-2 draw to Sheffield United, the 2-2 draw to Burnley. And obviously the wins versus Everton and obviously the massive one versus Manchester United. He's out equal with Erling Haaland to the golden boot with 20 Premier League goals. 24 goals in all competitions, 11 goals in the last 6 games, just tearing it apart. And obviously the perfect hat-trick last night within 30 minutes. A 13-minute left foot shot ahead in the 18th minute and a right-footed shot in the 29th minute. So getting it done on all levels. And me and Flynn were sitting here on the podcast on Monday and talking about the future of Chelsea and how important this guy is going to be, Cole Palmer, to the development. And I think in that number 10 role going forward, hopefully next season, maybe the season after that, when they build a good squad, when they get some handy wingers in, when they get it more solid and, I guess, more continuity and defensive structure in that midfield, you can chuck him at the number 10 and we'll be seeing some of the best number 10 performances, I guess, in the league. He's got parts of his game like De Bruyne in terms of his ability to, dribble past some players and make things happen. He's got that attacking output like the likes of a Bruno Fernandes as a goals and assists, how he sort of came to the scene and burst onto the scene with Manchester United. And he's got that IQ of probably the level of Odegaard, not quite the De Bruyne, but he's got the IQ to try and see things that people don't see, to make things happen which other players don't make happen as well. So he's got a bit of everything from the top 3 players in the league. By no means at those players' levels yet in terms of the long standing and longevity of some of those players. But right now, outperforming basically all of them, I think we can say quite comfortably. Probably the player of the season. I think for me, he's my player of the season, especially with how poor Chelsea have been, how he saved them multiple times this season. And you look at last night, probably their first real clinical type performance we've seen all season, but he was just pivotal in everything they did well. Obviously, as I said, a hat-trick in the first 30 minutes, a perfect hat-trick at that. But you see how he's just central to everything Chelsea do. When they need a clutch time moment, who is it? It is Cole Palmer, and obviously all the chaos will happen with the penalty taking at the end of the game. But throughout most of the season, it's been Cole Palmer to step up for those clutch time penalties, to score those clutch time moments. Look at that Man United game, penalty, clutch time, a goal in clutch moments as well. He just stands up. He's not afraid of the spotlight, and becoming the leader of this team at such a young age and being almost the player they're going to build their team around for the future just says a lot about his bottle as a player. He's got what it takes to take the criticism, to take charge this young Chelsea side and take charge of a big club in London and wear that mantle. He's done it so well this season. This move could have gone 2 ways. A nice youngster coming out of Man City, going away, wanting more game time, going to a big club like Chelsea. He could have just gone down the drain, not being able to deal with the pressure, being swallowed up by all the negativity around the club with how poor all the other players are playing. But he's done the opposite. He's gone and risen above all the rubbish at Chelsea this season, dealt with all the crap they've had to go with all the players he's had to deal with and their rubbish and their off-field antics, and he's risen above that and just showed that level of professionalism that we expect from Man City players. He's taken the Man City across to Chelsea, and you just got to admire that. You know, I think of other candidates for player of the season. Obviously, Phil Foden will be up there if Man City win the title. I expect him to be absolutely up there in terms of conversation. If Erling Haaland continues to turn things around in terms of his goal scoring as well, you expect Erling Haaland to be in that debate as well. But what can rule out Cole Palmer from, deserving it? His goal contributions, as I said, are some of the top in the Premier League. He's equal now Golden Boot leader. It's just phenomenal what he's done. And we've got to take into consideration how poor Chelsea have been. The fact that he's basically single-handedly kept them in games and won them games this season, yet they're still 8th or 9th in the Premier League. That says a lot about Chelsea, but it says a lot about his character and his play style as well. He can continue to bring this side that's been average up and up and up and win games of his own boot and take those clutch shot moments on his own. And for me, the player of the season and probably the signing of the season as well, we think about Declan Rice being massive as well. You think about some of the other big players of the last few years, like Erling Haaland, obviously, was probably the signing of the last sort of 10 years. But Cole Palmer's impact in his side here, in terms of what he's done for the club, cannot go unnoticed and has to be up there among some of the best transfers in the last 10 years. Look at maybe Alexis Mac Allister as well, as one of those big signings this season as well. But I feel like out of them all, maybe even an Edson Alvarez or a Kudus at West Ham, out of all these players, he's risen above them all. He's done it all for Chelsea. And without him, we've got to wonder where Chelsea would be this season. We're looking at probably a bottom half club. Pochettino already sacked, and they're all falling apart. They made a Carabao Cup final, which they lost, unfortunately, to Liverpool. They're in an FA Cup semi-final versus Man City. How much poetic justice would that be if he goes and beats Man City off his own bit there for Chelsea and makes another final for Chelsea? It just says a lot. And I think this is maybe the one time we can say Pep's made a bit of a mistake in his managerial career, letting go of Cole Palmer. And I know he's probably thinking he couldn't give the game time he probably deserved to Cole Palmer. But you're looking at a player here, if they had Cole Palmer and Phil Foden in the future, that is your future set. You've got two guys who can play in behind the striker, both guys versatile to play out in the flanks, both guys with great IQ and the ability to find the back of the net and find assists. That could be one of the most dangerous duos going forward in the league, and really would have run the league going forward with Man City having so much talent. But that's the one mistake Pep might have made, letting go of Cole Palmer, who looks to me like he'll go on and win PFA Player of the Year. I think he's been ridiculous this season. The numbers speak for itself, and I'm just wondering who could top him. I was thinking on top of my head, probably Phil Foden if Man City win the league. If somehow Liverpool find a way to win the league, you're looking at Van Dijk in there as well to probably take it over him. But this guy's now equal Golden Boot. He could go on and win the Golden Boot. His assist numbers are ridiculous as well. The job he's done with Chelsea, how he's lifted them up, the big moments he's had. Chelsea will go to Wembley now twice this season. For a poor season for Chelsea, they could end up finishing in 7th. He's the leader of this side. You've got to look at him and say, signing of the season, player of the season. Pretty simple. No questions asked. He has been ridiculous for them. And I just had to make this short video about him because it's just amazing. His goal-scoring ability, he's such an odd size, a lankier size. I compare him a lot to Kai Havertz, but he's got that ability to find the back of the net, that knack to find goals like a centre forward. He's got that, hasn't got an elite dribbling, but playing on the flank this season, he's got enough dribbling, to be a solid enough winger. And obviously he's got that vision to find players in the right moments, to pick the right passes out, and sort of 6-7 times out of 10, make the right pass and complete the pass. So the package is all there. The development has been there this season. It has been exponential. We're thinking about last season. This is a guy coming off the bench, maybe being the 3rd or 4th option for City off the bench. Now he is Chelsea's guy, the number one guy in terms of goal contributions this season in the Premier League. A youngster at that, should be going to the Euros, should be starting at the Euros. It could get better and better this season for Cole Palmer, but right now he's got to be the leader in terms of player of the season debate. Superb. And I just cannot wait to see what happens because, as I said, look at next season. I'm thinking you play him in the 10, you play Noni Madueke, you get a new striker for Chelsea. Enzo builds a good relationship with Caicedo in the midfield there. Add a winger. You had a striker. You had a winger. Maybe a defensive midfielder to this team. And this is a serious squad. We said it last season, but now that they're sort of seeing it all amalgamate, coming together, Pochettino having a summer under his belt with this squad, what's stopping them? What's stopping them from kicking on? I think if Chelsea keep lifting their levels to try and match what Cole Palmer's doing, his numbers will keep flying through the roof. We can start comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne. We can start comparing him. I think he's at times better than Bukayo Saka. we're talking about big players in the league, probably the top 2 or 3 players in the league, and I think he's comparable, if not better, on his day than these players, and that's why for me he is, and he should be the player of the season if he continues his performance as well. What's ruling him out here? I think right now, as I said, the direct competition is Phil Foden, but right now he's my favourite. Let me know who your favourite is for the player of the season for the Premier League. We'll make a similar sort of tier list, I think, next week on our Monday podcast, but it's very interesting to see what you guys think at home. It's all sort of blowing up overnight, this whole debate after his 4 goals versus Everton, but another night where he's just dominated. He's gone done against Man United, he's gone done against Everton. He's willing this Chelsea side to European football and deserves all the plaudits for that. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please sure to smash a like and subscribe to the Player Zone channel. We're doing more videos like this as the season comes towards an end, and then more Euro content and Copa America content as that comes around the corner as well. Hope you enjoy some of the football action during the midweek. Enjoy the football action on the weekend as well. And I'll see you guys for the predictions or reaction video very, very soon. Till next time, guys. See you later.